Prodigal means willfully wasteful, but it can also refer to someone's overly generous disposition. From this perspective, it could be argued that this is the story of a prodigal father and a prodigal son. Indeed, the source of the younger son's turnaround could be his poor old father's lavish compassion. I say poor old father for good reason. Clearly, the father is originally a rather wealthy landowner. He's also an easy pushover for his sons. The younger son asks for his share of the father's estate now, before the father dies. He gets it and fritters it away in no time. Though he becomes richer than ever in grace and generosity, the father becomes homeless and penniless when he agrees to execute the terms of his will before his death. He gives the younger son a ring, the equivalent of a credit card. Given that he doesn't have a brass razoo, the monthly credit card statement would be sent to the older brother for payment. Does this ironic turn of events merely add fuel to the fire, or was the father a little more wily than we might imagine? Blessed with two sons, the father's generosity doesn't seem to have rubbed off on either of them. The eldest son does what he's told. He's compliant and reliable. You could say the perfect son to leave the family property to. Meanwhile, the younger son has messed up his life big time. Despite being taken for a ride, the father continues to scan the horizon, hoping to see the prodigal son making his way back home. Even though wearied by worry, the father refuses to dampen his hope. And then, prodigal to a fault, his joy overflows at the son's return. He retains his generous character. Countless are the mothers and fathers who are as prodigal in forgiving their offspring's misdemeanours, large and small, even in our own day. Many more than we'd ever know. No wonder the elder son is miffed. But does he even realise that he is also paying for the lavish celebration? If ever a pair of siblings had reason to take up arms against each other, there's plenty of ammunition in this twisting and turning narrative. There are so many reasons we can turn to in order to justify our frayed relationships. The brothers need only one. Unfortunately, many families experience the discordant relating that marks the elder and younger brothers relating. Often enough, it's for some, perhaps imagined snipe that sees the years pass in frosty, even frozen relating. At other times, there are good reasons for taking offence. Lent gives families another chance, each year, to melt the Lenten moments and break through to each other once again. Rather than living unnaturally in the past, can we graciously receive the true gift that the present is? It may take time, and sometimes wounds may be healed only on the other side of death. Yet that's a good reason to pause at least once a year, to allow ourselves to be parabled into exercising our mind with the possibility of change. Although the elder brother sees himself as the responsible, dependable one, we don't find out whether or not he came to the party, or whether he spent the rest of his days estranged from his no-good brother. What would you do if you were the elder brother? What would need to change in you to bring about such a revolution of graciousness?